I think gender queerness is what you define it as. It could be an absence of gender. It could be blending of multiple genders. I really think that any sort of gendered label is just whatever you assign yourself to be. It's funny because I kind of use the term genderqueer to describe myself, but I've never really thought about what it means to me. It's just something that kind of started to resonate with me probably in the last couple of years, when I really started to drift away from comfort with femininity and a feminine gender. It's how I portray myself through clothing, through demeanor, through accessories, hair, the way I talk, depending on the setting. My gender may be perceived as more feminine or more masculine or as neutral. There are definitely certain places in which I don't feel comfortable knowing the way that I'm read. For some reason, when I travel, the airport security people seem to be a little bit baffled by me, and I don't know whether it's the type of clothes that I wear when I travel, or if it's the fact that sometimes, if you set off the detector, you have to go to a male or a female security officer, or if it's that they address you by a gendered sir or ma'am or something like that. When I am in a city or a country that I'm not comfortable in or that I don't know very well, I definitely am conscious of how I'm being read. I've been in Italy, or I've been in rural Eastern Ontario, or I've been in Germany, and just had people misgender me or appear confused at what I am. When someone kind of misgenders me, it's an interesting feeling because sometimes I feel embarrassed for the person, because if I ever have to speak, then they know. So usually I just try not to speak, because part of me just feels like it's not their fault that we live in such a gendered society, and to misgender someone is one of the biggest social faux pas you can possibly make. Sometimes I'm like, well, that's what happens, like when I travel or when I look super queer or something like that. It does feel a little bit violating and embarrassing. I guess it's probably just one of the strangest feeling. It's like someone has read a lot about you. It's like if they've misgendered you and then become aware of it, then they're like, oh, that's a big homo, or like, oh, this female is not an A+ female. So that's why I usually try to just keep my mouth shut because it just saves all of us embarrassment and awkwardness. English is structured in a way that the only gender neutral pronoun is it, and that's, like, as we know, a pronoun that is used to intentionally ridicule people whose genders are ambiguous. I guess it would just be nice if people would just say, how can I help you? Or, please come to this cash register, instead of please come to this cash register, sir or ma'am. So I wish people wouldn't make assumptions about the gender of the person that they're seeing. I wish people didn't feel the need to address people with gendered pronouns. I wish, everything from going through airport security to washrooms weren't gendered, but that's a whole other revolution.